remember when the global pandemic happened?
I do.
The grocery stores literally stopped carrying food on the shelves.
And toilet paper.
And toilet paper, you couldn't get it.
And that's why we created the Freedom House.
So that you can control your own freedom by controlling your food. I'm Jordan, and this is my brother,
Nace. And we've been a family-owned business since 1981 doing products made in the USA.
We've made products for NASA, SpaceX, Tesla, Raytheon, Ashley Furniture, and even Orange County Choppers.
Yeah. And the most important thing is we create Freedom House so you can be free and grow food for you and your family. So watching this video, you need to click the button below, call us, or email us today so you can get your Freedom House.
I am Vanessa Clark, and in the past, I guess, year, it's really become our focus on how to easily grow fruits, vegetables, anything that kind of helps sustain our family. And I knew nothing about really gardening, and this is a tower garden. I was really originally introduced to the idea of using this system through my Aunt Nancy. And you know, right here we're growing basically all lettuce. On the bottom I've got a squash I added in here recently. But I'd like to kind of tell you guys what I'm doing with this. We originally started off with this tower garden over here a couple years ago. And actually I don't have it all filled up right now. You see there's a lot of spots up top that I can use for microgreens, which would be like cilantro and basil, stuff like that. I don't have that in there right now. But I do have lettuces. I only put them in last week. So this is kind of how they start off in the beginning after you germinate your seeds. And then they grow up to something like this. I don't need the cage on here unless I was growing tomatoes or something that needs to be on the cage, but I do have a cage here. And basically the philosophy we did is I've got a lot of other things going on here in this greenhouse. You can see it's really taken over, but what produces the quickest for us is these tower gardens. So I'm switching over everything to towers. I've got 4 towers in this greenhouse. I don't know if you can see one here. They're on wheels. And so my philosophy is I'm going to be growing all the salad for our family. We've got 7 people in our family, but I need to count 2 grandmas, so really 9 is what I'm thinking. And we have awesome, great salads with these, but not enough to do like every single day if we needed to. So we have another greenhouse that's actually getting here on Wednesday, and that's going to be full of just towers. I'm going to do 8 that are just greens for salad. So kale, rainbow chard, you know, any type of lettuces. And then I'm going to do another towers that are just strawberries. 2 are just strawberries. I'm going to do 1 of just cherry tomatoes, 1 is zucchini squash, 1 a yellow squash, just because it grows so quickly, and it is something that I don't have to come in here and water every day. I do check on it once a week, add my water, add the nutrients to it. But these other guys, which I love, you know, in the soil, I've got to do them every day. Now, my one concern with the towers before I went all in with it was, oh my goodness, you know, if electricity goes out, I'm gonna lose all of this food. And so I really, you know, I'll show you guys in a bit. We have a lot of tower gardens. We're gonna have several greenhouses of them, like I said, going all in on using those to grow. So I wanted to have something that I knew I wouldn't have to worry about. So if you look over here, these are pretty awesome. These are nature generators. And you can get them online. I can give you guys a link, naturegenerator.com. And I've got them hooked up. If you come out here, follow. So all of my tower gardens, which run off of water, there's no soil in here. It's water plus the nutrients. They automatically run every 15 minutes. This very quickly happens. We cut off what we want and use it, and it keeps growing. But those are charged over here. They're running off of solar, which I'm really proud of. I knew nothing about any of this, so but those are running on my towers. So like I said, once we decided this really worked, that it grew quickly, and that I knew that I could power it with solar power, we went all in. So I've got 8 towers built here, 2 more that are they're in like the middle of construction stage. And if you look over here, I've got another, just a whole pile. So I think we have 25 towers like that, and then I've got an additional 8 of the smaller towers, and so we have 3 additional greenhouses coming, and they're just going to be filled with towers. So like I said, so over here I've got the batteries, which I plug into plug the towers into the batteries. They automatically run every 15 minutes. I'll be growing all the salads in there for our family, and then also towers of just strawberries, just you know, zucchini squash, just yellow squash, just tomatoes, so that we can really be able to easily and quickly provide that for our families. And one of my favorite things about the Tower Garden, of course, like I said, I was introduced originally through my aunt, but you can go to the website and it's kind of, you can feel a little bit intimidated getting started, right? They have a installment plan there, so you don't have to apply or anything like that. But if you got the basic tower, it's just $55 a month. So I really thought, why not just get everything I need? I don't know how long the supply chain is gonna be up and running. I'm just gonna get everything I need now since they let me put it on installment. So I was really into that. Another thing I wanna show you, you know, we are blessed that we have a greenhouse set up, and that's really been wonderful. But if you don't have that set up, it doesn't need to hold you back. There's a light kit. I got one of them out so I could show you guys. I have about 4 of these light kits, but if you wanted to keep a garden in your house, you just hook the light kit up to it, and you can have it out all summer, and then before it starts getting cold, wheel it into your house, and you've got the light kit. If you want to keep it in your garage or whatever, I mean, you've got to keep it warm enough. So I think it's really practical. There's not a lot you need to get started. It's not like you need to get a greenhouse. You can literally just buy the towers online at the link. You can get the light kit. I would get wheels so that you can wheel it around. Put it on a 12-month payment plan. There's no credit checks, anything like that. It's just an installment plan, and boom, you're up and running. I would not get it though without, you're gonna have to have some sort of backup power if the power goes down, and it's gonna have to be solar powered. So I recommend, like I said, we use the Nature's generator, but if you could find other things that are similar, that's just works great for us. We're also doing a couple other things as far as things that can't be grown in Tower Garden would be things that grow underground, like potatoes. We've got sweet potatoes and potatoes that we're growing in bags. And I just found these online, just doing some Google searches, YouTube, about what was working for other people. So I've got potatoes back behind us as well. So when you originally get your Tower Garden, they send you, like you see those boxes that I've half opened over there. And inside the box, you're gonna see a kit like this. And this is how you start growing. It's actually super easy. And you see I've got seeds germinating right now. These have been going for about a week. I'll kind of walk you through the process. Originally, you're gonna take this, I think it's called like a rock wool or something like that. You fill this up with water, the whole tray, let it sit for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, you're gonna drain your water out to just this level right here. So this is gonna be damp, and the water's gonna be up to here now, not all the way full. And you're gonna take your seeds, which Tower Garden sends you a starter kit, but I would recommend, this is mostly gonna be like lettuces, and I use that for my lettuce. But then if you wanna do strawberries, if you wanna do zucchini, squash, tomatoes, you can just get heirloom seed kits. That's what I like to keep on hand and keep them in your freezer so they store longer. So if you want to be growing a lot of other things for your family as well. You just follow the directions. If it says between 6 and 8 seeds or between 8 and 12, whatever it says, and you pop them in here, all the seeds, and then you cover it with this little covering, and put it in your windowsill. About a week later, they look like this. And now you're ready to start popping them in your Tower Garden. So you would take a little cup here, you would break off this, put it in here. You guys can follow me over here. These actually, so you hear these salads right here germinating are ready to go in these, which aren't hooked up yet. I'm gonna do that this week, and then, all right, like I said, we have another greenhouse coming. I'll move them all in there. I thought I might as well get growing before then. And then, you know, you pop it in here. Obviously, this would be plugged in, and this would be full of water and all that. So that's what you do, and then you saw what it looks like after that. So I just like it because it's easy. I didn't know anything really about gardening before all this, and there's no weeds, none of that. It's just been really easy, and we can provide a lot of salad quickly for my family. But just with everything, how it's been so unstable food-wise, you hear about the plants burning, all those things. We just thought we'd go all in and grow as much as we can. And so that's what we're doing here. So we're just gonna go ahead and look. If you look at this guy, I mean, look how wild he is. I don't know if you see over here. I mean, he is going up huge. And I'll just come off and I'll cut off for a salad. You know, my big pieces of the tower that I'm gonna use. And it's really good. It's super fresh. You'll start to notice what a difference it is compared to what you've been eating. This is my rainbow chard. And they're just super big leaves, and look how big these leaves are. super big leaves. Oh, sorry. We'll come over here. I mean, and you can tell that I come in here often and I'm cutting, but look at, I mean, just how big these leaves are. It's amazing. If you come over here, this is the agrula. I don't know how to say it. I mean, look at this. Okay, so we're kind of jam-packed in here right now, but when I get my new greenhouse, it will be super nice just to have some space. So this is all the kale. It's all kale. Let me get some big leaves to show you. I mean, look at it. So yeah, this is just super easy, and then it keeps growing. So like I said, so it doesn't get too gnarly in there though. You know, I don't know if it's twice a year, once a year, I'll have to go clean this whole thing, each one of these guys out and start them fresh.
All right, you saw my wife. She's much more impressive, but I'm more aggressive. And I just want to encourage you, if you want to not die from starvation, and what better way to not die of starvation than to make sure you can grow your own food? I would encourage you to go to time2freeamerica.com/garden. That's time2freeamerica.com/garden. The supply chain is collapsing. Stores are running short on food. And that's before the diesel trucks stop delivering goods and services. That's before the diesel trucks stop delivering services. If you want to know more about the pending complete supply chain collapse, watch the following excerpt from Mike Adams of the Health Ranger and the founder of Brighteon.com. So without any further ado, I'll let Mike explain to you the dire situation that we all find ourselves in right now as the American supply chain is being intentionally collapsed. And if you want to make sure you can feed yourself during this troubling time, I encourage you to go to time2freeamerica.com/garden to learn all about the greenhouses and the solar power sources and the tower gardens and everything you need to know to make sure that you can feed yourself and your family.